So it's time to go back to Money Rules by Jean Chatzky. Part 2. Save Money. Saving money is not the easiest thing to do. It requires you to prioritize your needs and wants today. Human beings aren't wired to be good at that, and that is unfortunate because the safety nets provided by the government and employers in the past are looking pretty shaky these days. The results? Saving money for your own future has never been more important. The rules in this section make it simple and painless to sock away money. 10. Live below your means. Period. When I hear people suggest that you live on what you make, I always shake my head. If you're living on what you make, you're spending every dime. The key is to live on less than what you make. This is non-negotiable. Why? Because if you do it consistently, you're automatically saving consistently. Aim to save at least 10% of what you earn, 15% if you're more than the age of 35 and haven't started yet. If you can't hit 10%, start by saving something. If you can do 3%, start at 3. If you can do 5%, start at 5. And if you can save more than 15, by all means, do that too. Then, with the same enthusiasm you brought to watching your lima bean plant take root in grade school, watch the stash start to grow. Take pride in it. You're accomplishing something very few can, and that will inspire you to set aside more. Rule 11. If you can't see it and you can't touch it, you won't spend it. This is why saving in a 401k plan works. The money is swiped out of your pay before it ever lands in your checking account, so you never see it. It is invisible, which makes it safe for out of sight means you can't pull it out of the ATM. There is also a painful barrier to getting the money out. If you did want to spend your 401k stash before age 59 and a half, you have to pay income taxes that can eat up to 20 to 30% of your total, plus 10% penalty. That hurts. Don't stop at 401k. Have money swiped out of your checking account as soon as you get paid. Barricade it by parking in places that penalize you for early withdrawal, like 529 college savings accounts, IRAs, and certificate of deposits. Even putting the money in an interest savings account that doesn't come with an ATM card can do the trick surprisingly well. 12. Save more with every raise. Here's what happened the last time you got a raise. You celebrated by taking the family out to dinner, splurged on the new coat you've been eyeing, and started planning a vacation. Here's what happened to your net worth. Nada. If your spending rises with your salary, you're always going to be behind in the savings game. Make this a rule. Every time your increase in pay comes with a commensurate increase in how much you're socking away. In other words, the first call you make isn't to your spouse to share the good news. It's to the benefits department to ask them to increase your 401 contributions. 13. There is no such thing as chump change. $100 is not a lot of money. Save it every week, however, and invest it in a retirement account where you can earn a conservative 6% and keep doing it for 30 years, and you'll have $435,557. In 40 years, you'll have more than twice that, and that's a lot of money. Rule 14. Financial plans don't fail people. People fail to plan. The only way to find financial security is to draw yourself a map. Folks who have specific financial plans that detail what they want, say retirement at 67 with a paid off mortgage, membership at the local golf club, and enough money to take 2 trips to the Caribbean a year, save more than people who don't have specific financial plans. Why? Because human beings are easily distracted, especially by shiny things. So unless you have a roadmap that tells you where you're going, it's very, very hard to get there. It's not that the map will never change. One day you'll wake up your significant other up with a rousing shake and tell her or him, I don't want to retire in this house. I want to move to Billy's, at which point you can make a new roadmap and follow that until inevitably you change your mind again. Revising your specific plans for the future is far better than not having any plans at all. 15. Emergencies happen. Your car will break down or a roof will spring a leak or one of another 1,000 things will go wrong, and you need to have money for when they do. 16. The best way to be comfortable is to be slightly uncomfortable. Putting the aforementioned money aside for emergencies will be easier if you're not feeling too satisfied with your lot in life. Researchers asked a group of people to rate their happiness on a scale of 1 to 10, where 1 is misery and 10 is bliss. Know what? The 8s have it over the rest. That's because 8s, while happy, are not so blissed out that they believe everything in the future will be beautiful and rosy. They believe that emergencies do happen, and as a result, they plan for it. They buy life insurance when they have kids or other dependents and need it. They have a few grand stashed away, just in case. It's imperative in the area of questionable employment of more frequent natural disaster than ever before, of teenagers being teenagers, drive not as well as the rest of us, that you are prepared for nasty surprises. Rule 17. Your home is a piggy bank, not a cash cow. For a few rich years at the beginning of the century, many Americans decided that their homes, which we should remember were appreciating like crazy at the time, were cash cows that produced money instead of milk. Folks use this source of funds to pay for college, vacations, new cars, and credit card consolidation until 2008. The housing bubble popped and home equity cratered. A lot of those people are still suffering, still sitting underwater, still owing more on their mortgages than their homes are worth. Many haven't been able to refinance into the cheapest mortgage in history as a result. The lesson: your home is not a cash cow, it's a piggy bank. In paying your mortgage every month without fail, you build yourself a supplement savings account. And when you choose to sell years down the road, that account will have serious value, even if the value of the property hasn't skyrocketed, even if it has done little more as an investment that keep pace with inflation. Keep your hands off the pig. So I will come back to this in later day this week, and hopefully you find some value to this. Leave a comment with what your thoughts about this book is, and what other books you would like me to talk about. So have a good day.